Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my channel, Life and Literature. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. If this is something you'd be interested in, then please keep on watching. So I don't actually currently have the outer of this book. I don't know where the cover is, and to be honest it's been on my bookshelf like this for a long time, and I didn't really feel like buying a whole nother book just so that I could have the cover for it. I felt like the cover didn't add much to the book or the story anyway, but it does mean that I don't have a blurb to tell you. But I'm sure you've heard this book. If you haven't, you've definitely heard of the film or seen the film. Now this book is all from 3 different perspectives. Its main character is Rachel. She's shown in the beginning as living a slightly troubled life. She's an alcoholic, she drinks quite often, and she is divorced. You learn that quite early on. Okay, I'm going to read the blurb from my phone. Rachel catches the same commuter train every morning. She knows it will wait at the same signal each time, overlooking a row of back gardens. She's even started to feel like she knows the people who lives in one of the houses. So Rachel, the main character, as I said, she has a drinking problem, and she has this huge idea throughout of this perfect life, this image of a perfect scenario and dream through people's daily lives. So she takes a train every day, and when she's taking this train she starts to think up a world that one of the families live in, and she names them Jess and Jason, that's their nicknames, and she makes up in her head their lives, this perfect idealistic life, and every day she goes past them it adds more to their story. She knows their routines, what they do, and she imagines their interests, and they become such a part of her life that it's in her head as if she even knows them. She's got a massive familiarity with these characters that she's made up in her head, which is quite interesting when you're reading a character from a book who's created characters in their head about the people they see. So overall this book is a page turner. It is gripping and intense, and it's a big suspense book. There's an element of mystery towards it. There's huge blackouts because of the alcohol issues that she does have, but these blackouts grow within the story, and with these 3 different perspectives of these different characters, you think they have nothing to do with each other, but like most books, and with this one as well, they intertwine very beautifully within each other, and you learn more about their stories and the electrifying ways these very different characters come together. Now it can be at times very riveting and almost blood tingling, but I think if you love a suspense book and you love learning more and more as the story goes on, there is an element of mystery, and you have to spot sometimes little clues and little remarks to stories prior with the book, and the way that Rachel understands certain scenarios that have happened in her life and what she's drawn from them. With this book, the major part of this and the way the book really starts running ahead with itself is something happens to the 2 characters that she has created in her head, Jess and Jason, and because she feels a draw and a connection towards these 2 people, where she feels like she almost knows them and she worries about what's going on in their lives, she witnesses something and doesn't know what to do, that leaves her very much on the edge of her seat with, does she step in and try and help, or does she try and focus on something else? You learn quickly on that her focus is so diverse that she just doesn't really know what to do with herself. She doesn't know what's real at some points and what she's imagining, what she's thinking, and she does come to this roadblock of, do you try and help even knowing you really don't know these people, or do you sit on the sidelines? But I'm sure if you read this book, or if you have read this book, you know what happens and how she develops and how the other two characters develop, because you've got Rachel, Megan, and you've got Anna, and each of them have what feels like the starts of either the ideas of having this perfect lifestyle or life, this image, and how their worlds unravel because it isn't that. And you learn very quickly on these riveting, hair-raising characters within themselves are what the mystery is all about. You're not just learning about what the mystery is, you're learning about the mystery of these characters. Are they really how they seem, and are they really what is at face value? And this book is a great suspense drama, and I think that Paula Hawkins had a great way of giving very much open to the imagination of the story. I think as well, Rachel is a character that will grow on you. She doesn't start off the best, in my opinion. I think, don't get me wrong, she is an amazing character and her development throughout is really interesting and really strong, but she is very shown to be quite weak and unattached and almost just a bit lost. She's a bit lost within herself, within the world. She doesn't know really where her place is or what she needs to do. And when this situation occurs and is presented in front of her, that's when her character, in my opinion, starts to grow and develop, and you get more and more attached to her story. And her dealing with these blackouts, which are very prominent throughout, is quite interesting to see how she mentally deals with them almost every single day, or a major part of her entire life. And you learn more and more about that and her, and through the trauma she has become a very broken, detached character. So it's understandable that maybe in the beginning she's a little bit tough to read, but at the end of the day, this is a huge, gripping book, and I think it is very interesting. It's very different to the kind of books that I usually do read, because I hate sitting at the edge of my seat not knowing until the very end what's going on, because they are the kind of books that I have to finish. As soon as I start reading and the story starts building, I want to know everything. So if you have time and want to, and also love to just sit and do a whole sit-in of a book, or you don't mind actually waiting, putting it down and going back to it a little bit later when you can, which I'll never understand because I wish I could do that, but I just have to finish it, then this is definitely the book for you. And if it is something that you have already read and enjoyed, then I'd love to know your opinions of it. Comment down below. And as I always say, I hope you enjoyed this video and this book review. I do a book review every single week, so if it's something you'd be interested in, then please subscribe if you haven't done already, and give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.